Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here, and today I've got another wrestling review for you guys. So, because it is October, it's Halloween season and everything, we are doing our first of multiple Halloween Havoc matches that I want to look at. So, Halloween Havoc, the original one, was an annual pay per view event held by WCW, usually obviously around like the Halloween time. And throughout the history of Halloween Havoc, we've seen the good and the bad. We've seen bad matches, which a couple I may look at, but we've also seen good matches, such as not only Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero in 1997, in which if you haven't already, go check out that review, but also the one I want to talk about today, which is Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page at Halloween Havoc 1998, 1 year apart from each other. So, first things first. As always, I'm not a professional wrestling reviewer, just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a really good time watching this match. This match is it's got quite a few things going for it. Not only is it considered a really good Halloween Havoc match, but it considered by many to be one of, if not the best match in Goldberg's undefeated streak, the inaugural 173 and 0 streak that he had, where which resulted in being world champion. Now they said the numbers were inflated and everything, but still, that's the number they were reporting is 173 and 0. Oh, and Diamond Dallas Page was one of the people involved in that streak. One of the people that Goldberg defeated in that streak. And was this perhaps the best match in Goldberg's streak and in Goldberg's time as world champion, because he was world champion by this point? Let's find out and let's take a look. So, for those of you who've seen these types of reviews before, you kind of already know how this works. But for those of you who haven't, pretty much I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I didn't like about the match. And I'm not a hard man to please. Usually, just give me a good time, even if it's a bad, like goofy time. I'll still will probably have a good time with it. But this one I had a good time because it was actually a pretty solid match. So let's get right into it. So what I liked and what I didn't like about the match is that what I liked is that there was a good amount of back and forth between the two, and I feel like the styles really meshed together rather well. Goldberg, of course, more like power, strength, big man, all that. Diamond Dallas Page, which by no means is a small man, um, but because he's not as strong as Goldberg, had to resort to using a lot more of his like craftiness uh, and tried to outsmart Goldberg on a lot of occasions. So I feel like that meshing of styles is what made this match so interesting to watch, especially with that epic diamond cutter, the jackhammer, or one of probably the most replayed jackhammer counters ever. Or the jackhammer into the diamond cutter, which that's another highlight. That's honestly a highlight of the match on its own, or a pro of the match on its own, is that diamond cutter, because it was so good and it was executed so well. And I feel like there was a lot of intensity between both men. I don't know. I imagine it was probably just part of the storyline and everything, um, but the intensity from both men and almost going after each other almost the entire time, I feel like that story was told really well. And I do like the contrast of like how they were viewed, not just by the fans and in the ring, but also on commentary, where Diamond Dallas Page is like the people's champion, and I believe he started calling himself that before The Rock did. But Diamond Dallas Page is like very much for the people. He's over with the crowd. The crowd is like going nuts for him and everything. And another thing I want to point out, this doesn't really have any bearing on the match, but you could kind of hear self high five a little bit in in the video feed, and then when they actually play Diamond Dallas Page's music, they play Self High Five for like a second, probably like an audio error where somebody played it too early before Diamond Dallas Page is gonna walk out, and then when he does walk out, they play the theme that they gave him for the W Networks on Peacock, which I don't mind, but I do kind of prefer like Self High Five. Although I know why they can't have it is because it sounds pretty much identical to Smells Like Teen Spirit from Nirvana. Like, put Smells Like Teen Spirit next to Self High Five. Yeah, WCW definitely deserved that lawsuit, and it was hard to argue against WCW's plagiarism there. Like, it pretty much sounds exactly like it, and I kind of get it. Like, it's supposed to sound like the '90s and everything, but dude. But yeah. So just a little tidbit there, and Self High Five is what Diamond Dallas Page came out to in WCW. But they dubbed it over for the network, but you can still hear it seep through a little bit. But Diamond Dallas Page, he's people champion and everything. Meanwhile, Goldberg is, big and tough. Not heel yet, but he's big and tough, and like the big obstacle that Diamond Dallas Page has to overcome. So I feel like that contrast of styles worked really well and played into the match. The one knock that I kind of have against it is one is a major thing, the other was kind of a little nitpick. And I guess let's get the nitpick out of the way. Diamond Dallas Page, and I get why they did the Diamond Dallas Page hitting the Diamond Cutter combo, not combo, counter, and then taking so long to go for the pin, and pretty much selling what happened, but also to where Goldberg is able to kick out, and it doesn't look like the Diamond Cutter was ineffective. It's like, oh, the Diamond Cutter might have been effective if Diamond Dallas Page pinned him right away, but because Diamond Dallas Page took so long to crawl over, Goldberg had just enough time to recover, or to kick out and everything. But I feel like that was kind of and honestly, I feel like, Brian Zane over at Wrestling with Red, check him out because he is awesome. He stated that he probably wouldn't have been mad at Diamond Dallas Page winning the title here tonight, and nor would a lot of people, because as Diamond Dallas Page, DDP was over her at this time. Like, he was insanely popular. Like, people were cheering him. Like, when he was coming out, like, the crowd pretty much went nuts. So, oh yeah, if you won here tonight, I don't think people would have been too mad at it. But I understand they wanted to protect Goldberg and everything. Just to have him lose it to Kevin Nash at Starrcade a couple months later. But the major thing that I have to talk about, and this isn't something that affected me, but it still was pretty bad, and I feel like I still need to talk about it. So this pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc 1998, and you might be wondering, Nigel, why are you talking about the pay-per-view as a whole? Well, I thought you were just talking about the match. I am, but the pay-per-view who kind of screwed over this match because they went over their time. So this match ended up getting cut off halfway through, and they had to show the replay the next night on Nitro of the whole match. But the people watching live got to see the whole thing. Me watching at home, I got to see the whole thing. But the people who ordered on pay-per-view must have been pissed that the people who paid their money to watch it, like, from their home and everything, and pretty much had it cut off because they went over on time. And I guess they didn't warn the network that they were gonna go over their time, so they were pretty much just cut off part way through this match, which sucked because this is a really good match. And honestly, like, they probably could have had, if they had budgeted their time a little bit more, they could have had room for that. There was a couple matches they could have cut, and they did have a lot of Nitro Girls segments on this pay-per-view from what I remember here. I haven't seen the pay-per-view in its entirety, but there were a lot of Nitro Girls segments that that I've seen in like other reviews of this pay per view. So, that they probably could have cut. You probably could have cut the Nitro Girls down to maybe like I think they performed like 4 times. You could have cut that down to like maybe one, maybe two, but. That could have been cut down. You could have got rid of a couple of these matches, especially because some of them were kind of like last minute additions to the card, or time could have been made for people to see this entire match on pay per view. They didn't need to go over either that, or if you decided, okay, you know what, we really do need to keep all this in. I don't know why you would need to, but we really need to keep this in. Warn the network first, hey, and this is going back to what Brian Zane was talking about. This is something he brought up. Say, hey, we're gonna go over our time. We're gonna run kind of late. Just give us more time. Give us like an extra hour or so. We're gonna be over our time. Penalize us if you have to. I'm not sure if there is a penalty for that, but penalize if you have to. Just give us more time, and I'm sure they probably would have gave it to them, but they didn't, so they ended up getting cut off here. And like I said, it doesn't affect me, didn't affect people watching live, because both me and the people who watched live got to see this match in its entirety, but those who paid their tickets couldn't have been happy about not getting to see the conclusion to this match. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. Still a really good match, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match and my review. And if you did enjoy this video, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on notifications so you know whenever I hop a video, so you can watch it as soon as it drops and it pops up into your subscription feed. And I will see you guys later. Peace.